Hello students, let us learn about the parallel lines. In earlier standard, we have learned about the parallel lines and a plane. Suppose there is a line given in a plane which we name it as line L, and there is another line M in the same plane, and if they do not intersect each other in a given plane, then we say that those two lines are parallel lines. Even though if we extend these lines in a plane, we observe that they do not intersect at all. That's why those lines are called as parallel lines. From these we can define parallel lines as the lines which are coplanar and do not intersect each other are called as parallel lines. In a given diagram, as we can see, line L and line M do not intersect each other. That's why those two lines are parallel. And symbolically we write it as line L is parallel to line M. Let us consider another example. Let us have these two lines in a plane. If we extend these two lines, we can see that those two lines are intersecting at a point. That's why these two lines are not parallel lines. Now let us know about a new concept, that is pair of angles formed by a transversal intersecting two lines in a plane. For that, let us consider two lines in a plane, line L and line M, and line N intersects these two lines at different points. Then at each point, four angles are formed. Now we can make pairs of those angles. The first pair is pairs of corresponding angles, second is pairs of alternate angles, and pairs of interior angles. If two lines are intersected by a transversal, then there are 8 angles formed. Suppose line L and line M are the two lines and line N is the transversal, then line N intersects those two lines at two different points. At these 2 points, in all 8 angles are formed. That is, at first point, angle A, B, C, D are formed, and at the second point, angle E, F, G, H, these angles are formed. So these 8 angles are formed due to the transversal N which intersects line L and line M at distinct points. We can make pairs of 3 different lines as we have studied earlier. Now we'll study one by one. The first is pairs of corresponding angles. If line N intersects line L and line M at 2 distinct points, then in a diagram, angle A and angle E formed, it is the first pair of corresponding angle. Similarly, angle B and angle F, it is the second pair of corresponding angle. Angle D and angle H, it is the third pair of corresponding angles. And lastly, angle C and angle G, this is the last pair of corresponding angles. So in all, 4 pairs of corresponding angles are there if 2 distinct lines are intersected by a transversal. Now let us consider the next pair, that is pair of alternate interior angles. In a diagram, the first pair of alternate interior angles is angle C and angle E, as we can see in the diagram. And there is another pair of alternate interior angles, that is angle B and angle H. These pairs of alternate angles are inside the lines L and M. That's why these are called as alternate interior angles. Similarly, we have pair of alternate exterior angles. Again, consider the same diagram, line L and line M and N as their transversal. Angle D and angle F, which is the first pair of alternate exterior angles, and angle A and angle G is the second pair of alternate exterior angles. These 2 pairs are on the exterior sides of line L and M. That's why these are said to be alternate exterior angles. Let us consider the third pair of angles, that is pairs of interior angles. For this, consider the same diagram. In this, angle B and angle E, it is the first pair of interior angles, as these are in the interior of lines L and M and lies on the same side of a transversal. Angle C and angle H, it is the another pair of interior angles.